What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? See if we can't get us some gaming going on here. Oh, we are here in the Summit. Theoden. Roast Biff. Evan, what's up? What's up, Mr. Thick? Short Pilot. Bro, I Vape. Rhythm. SPX. How's it going, everybody? Anyway, wanted to kind of play around with the build and focus on using all four heroes. So I'm going to have damaging defenses from every single hero here. But let's start things off. See what we can do here. Now, I'm very worried about this area. Now, I've used walling like this a bunch, and I know that, like, Chief uses walling like this a bunch. But there's two glaring holes. First off is right here. Enemies can just walk right through that. And then second off is over here, but it's not that they can walk through the gap. It's that they can walk over the post. So you can't from this direction, you can from this direction. It's like they continue right up the stairs. So that's pretty sketchy right there. There's no doubt there. What's going on there, Adam Steele, Florian, Austin? How y'all doing? That is super sketch. There's no doubt. See, let's go like that just to get things started. Now these side lanes are just kind of easy peasy though, so we're gonna make up for a lot of we'll make up a lot of ground on the heavier lanes from these side lanes just being so easy. You pre-ordered it in November. Well, it releases second quarter PC. The game's not released yet. This is early access. Second quarter PC and Switch, third quarter Xbox and PlayStation 4. You're missing out on having fun, but you're not missing out on playing a buggy game. I do Promenade as well. To be honest, right now, I mean, we've got Nightmare coming, we know that, so absolutely everything that you can farm right now, whether it be gear, pets, whatever, is all going to be obsolete as soon as Nightmare drops. So really, you're just playing for fun, so I would suggest people just have fun. I mean, get yourself some base gear, but you don't need to be like min-maxed to the teeth and grind your heart out and all that stuff. And really, to be honest, the same can be said when Nightmare drops, because remember, Massacre mode will be coming. The level cap, as far as we all know, is level 100. Matthew, Michael, what's up? What's up? Alright, let's get some poons out here. Poons! We got poons. I got mixed emotions on what I'm going to do down here. We're going to have to just see how it plays out. I may end up changing this lower lane up quite a bit. We will have to see, but let's get some more mana here. Anyway, what's everybody up to today? Well, see, not even that, Roast Biff. I mean, once you get one that's decent, even the rock pets are going to be obsolete. I mean, we would only assume that we're going to be able to get higher quality rocks in Nightmare, right? I mean, we don't know that yet. Well, I mean, I would have to compare them side by side, Austin. You'd have to show clips of harpoons at DD1 when DD1 only had insane mode. And in that situation, they're exactly the same. Literally. Range, power, defense rate. It all scales down to the point. Uzar has to deal with the TP scare. I mean, the coronavirus stuff is obviously, it's serious and you have to pay attention to it. It would just be ignorant to completely ignore it. But I do think that the panic is real, man. People buying up all the toilet paper. Just crazy stuff. Do I feel that DDA is too close to DD1? I mean, it's supposed to be bringing the DD1 feel back into the Dungeon Defenders universe, so it's very close to DD1, but it's supposed to be. It's not that it's a mistake, that's how it's supposed to be made. Now, I do wish that there was more new maps, and there wasn't so many do-over maps. I do wish that. Let's see. Darkness. What else do we want to do here? Kind of feel like we want maybe some auras and stuff up there, but I mean, I kind of want an electric aura and a strength drain aura here to help me deal with the kobolds, and then we're going to go with some bursty bursts up top, I believe, assuming we have enough DU left. Let's just do it for now. I'd like to have enough DU left to do another ballista on each side for the flyers. Hey, can't catch the coronavirus if you never leave PC. Very, very true. My wife is actually traveling this weekend up through Seattle, and Seattle is really, really bad, and she's not worried in any way. She's got like an immune system like a champ and all that stuff. But of course, I'm worried about her bringing it back home to me. The Command and Conquer remaster, I did see that, Austin. I don't know much about it though. But, I mean, it's definitely one I'll be on the lookout for personally. See, I want to mix stuff up too with the traps and whatnots up here. So I want to get some Inferno traps going, assuming I have enough DU, of course. I mean, I'd like to get an Inferno here. Then we know we're going to need Darkness. Actually, I'm out of juice. I mean, what would be amazing, Cat, is getting one that's like 1.4 or better. But anything over like 1.2, I think is fine. I think it's the same boat there. We're going to have to see what Nightmare Gear is like, you know? And then, of course, remember, once Nightmare Gear gets here, all that's going to get outdated by Massacre Mode gear. So it's kind of one of those situations where your best bet right now is to just have fun and not take the farm too seriously. Like, don't grind your heart away right now unless you're just really enjoying it. If you're really enjoying it, then that's your reason for playing, right? But you're not getting a big head start. Inferno is great. You just got to have the stats for it. It's exact same as Electric Aura. It's all about the stats. Inferno practically never needs to be repaired or upgraded. The charges last forever, and it does very comparable damage to Electric Aura. But if you're just starting and you don't have any stats, then it's POS, as with just about everything. I mean, the only thing that's not a POS is really the Flame Burst Tower. I think is probably the best out of the gates. Explosive traps too, but they're just repair nightmare. Playing some Dark Souls 3 and chilling. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see. Let's get... I'm gonna have to watch the DU here. I'm starting to run thin. I don't have anything for elemental stripping, but I've got physical damage. Yeah, then, I mean, Inferno traps would be fine for you, Florian. just, you have to realize what it is. It's AoE defense that's hitting every single mob and can't be destroyed other than running out of charges. So, I mean, it's in the exact same boat as an electric aura. You know, is it fantastic? Nah, not really. But is it usable? Hell yeah, it is. This is very, very usable. Alright, so let's see. What else? We want aura stacks here, right? Let's go with, at a minimum, let's go with an electric and a strength drain. And that leaves me 17. I'm pretty happy with the state of this lane up here. I didn't put a flame burst over this side, did I? Or yeah, I did. Well, it's not a matter of that, Florian. It's a matter of stacking and using different things. Remember, it's not intentional for you to be able to stack explosive traps on top of each other like a mofo. So, I mean, enjoy that while it lasts, but that's not something that's going to remain like that. Anyone familiar with DD1 knows that trap stacking or aura stacking, you only get the benefit of one aura by doing that. So, for example, if I had 4 explosive traps stacked right here, right now all 4 of those traps are going to go off. But down the road, it's going to be like DD1, where if you had 4 overlapping each other right here, only one of those traps would do damage. Well, it's not an if, it's a when, Rhythm. DLC will definitely be dropping. I don't know, let me look. It says 458 hours, but that includes the beta, and I had a bunch of hours into the beta. So it's hard to really say for sure, to be honest. I know I had 200 hours in the beta. Let's see, 5 left. What do we want to do with 5? Yeah, it's Q2. It releases on PC and Switch. Q3 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. There's been no news yet. No other news other than that. Let's see here. Got 5 more to spend. I mean, I think the obvious choice would be to throw another flame burst right here. But on the same note, is that what I want to do? I mean, I could. Or I could put in some walls. That would be 4 DU. I tell you what I'll do. I'll throw in another flame burst here. So we'll make it 2 and 2 on each side. Something like that. And that leaves me 0 DU left. Well, I'm definitely going to have to upgrade these harpoons then. Alright, I think we're looking good though. I'm going to DPS this one on the Huntress. We should be getting a update this week, Chow. But we don't know when. Mary, the community manager, did confirm that it won't be today. But we were promised the mid-month update this week, which is going to be new character models for the Huntress and Monk, plus what other things. I think it'll be right at the end of the month. They promised it would be out in March, so I can't imagine them getting it any sooner than that. I mean, we'll have to find out, you know? Yeah, there's legendary paintball guns, but they're super rare. If you want to get a legendary paintball gun, your best way is to remove everything but Huntresses out of your deck, and then all you'll get is Huntress weapons. Nah, the one this week will not be the one with Nightmare. The one with Nightmare will be here by the end of the month, and I would guess right at the end of the month, to be honest. Oh, we're looking pretty good, really. The only thing that's a little sketch is the side lanes, but the side lanes are also so easy. I'm not super worried about them. Oh, no problem there, Chow. Then my main concerns now are this sketchiness with this stuff right here. And then flyers are always a concern on this map unless you're willing to cheese it, which I'm not going to cheese it. For those that want to cheese it, electric auras, if you get them below a 0.31 attack rate, they make it so flyers can't do anything. They just get stunned through their attacks, so they just sit there and dance around the crystal and don't actually do any damage to it, but I'm not going to do that. If you want to do it, have at it, because it does make it very much easy mode. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to assume that stuff will be fixed, and then I don't want to be caught off guard. See, at the moment right now, it's like, for me, it's just about farming gold, which I'm not really concerned with either. So I'm actually going to get some different game time in this weekend. Diablo 3 Season 20 starts Friday, and I still don't know who I'm going to main. I don't know who to play. I love the Necro so much, and I'm wondering if there's going to be any good Singularity Mage builds. That's my favorite Necro build. But we're going to have to see, you know. On the same note, the Whirlwind Barb still looks pretty good, but I just did that last season. The one thing is, I've never played a Witch Doctor, ever. So I debated on doing a Witch Doctor this season since they get a new set. Path of Exile new season starts too? I thought they just had a new season start. They've got another one starting already? What's going on, Miracle Star? How you doing? This should be a pretty chillax run. My time on it won't be good because I sat AFK in it for like 15 minutes before I started the stream. But I'm not really worried about the time anyway. Chicken Speed Witch Doctor is so much fun. I've never played it. See, I just don't know how to play a Witch Doctor is the thing. I've literally never played a Witch Doctor. I'm always, you know, I'm a creature of habit. Almost every season, I start off with a DH, a multi-shot DH, just for the speedruns, and I end up on a Necro. Last season, I stayed away from the Necro, and I stayed on the Barb. So that was fun. It was a little different than the way I normally play. This season, man, decisions, you know? The Spin to Whip Barb is just fun as hell. I mean, I personally had a blast playing it. You know what I really hope? I hope next season that the Demon Hunter gets a strafe set. The Demon Hunter should be getting a new set next season. And boy, I really hope that's a strafe set. I really do. How awesome would that be? What about that new set? A lot of people are talking about that new set for the Witch Doctor. Now, I don't know how to play a Witch Doctor at all, so I'm like complete nub in that regard. Yeah, the next set is Demon Hunter. For Necro, I don't even care. For Necro, I just really love playing as Singularity Mages so much. You're a little squishy when you're doing solo runs, but it's great for group play. Witch Doctor's easy peasy. Oh, really? Yeah, I've never, like I said, just never played a Witch Doctor, so I don't know. See, that ogre was sneaking around. Look where he's standing. He was up here. Now, I don't know if he would have made it past, but he was up on it. He was getting uppity. There's no doubt there. How we holding up? think we're looking pretty good, really. I mean, it's only wave 5, for God's sakes. I could probably run around and just kill everything with just walls. Well, it's not really the ogre I'm worried about. It's the other mobs, the smaller melee mobs that might sneak through. I think the ogre will get stuck on the statue's butt. I could, but I don't want to. I want to risk it and get all of this other stuff out here. I love the harpoons for air defense. If harpoons were only just a little bit greater. Yeah, all about them. The paintball gun's awesome. This one was legendary. I actually got a sad story about the old legendary paintball guns. The best legendary paintball gun I've seen, and I even screenshotted it and put it in my Discord server, so there is proof that it happened. But the best one I've seen so far, I ended up losing with that sell-all bug. I didn't even get it upgraded. I mean, I didn't even get it equipped. I went out, went to clean out my inventory, did the sell-all on my armor, and it sold that paintball gun. I mean, this one I've got is pretty decent. It's not terrible, you know? But it's not that other one, because that other one was a badass. In fact, I'm tempted to go for a new paintball gun just for lulz. But I want to get levels on everybody is the thing. I kind of want to have builders in my deck to get leveled up. I'm not as concerned with, like, the wallers. But I definitely want to get... I want to get leveled up. It wasn't like that, so I'm sure they'll get it dialed in. I'm surprised they haven't fixed it already. Because there's a lot of people, not just me, that have had sell-all related issues, you know? Man, I gotta tone the old Nightbot down. He is out of control today. I haven't changed anything with the settings, and he's just... Nightbot spamming like a mofo. Here we go. We got some baddies over here. I don't know. I'm not really sure if they're going to follow the DD1 type system. I mean, they're already not following the DD1 type system. Was there any gear in DD1 that had a level 60 requirement? I don't think there was. Not positive, but I don't think there was. But I don't know. I mean, like, the current stuff we have is, what, level 60? So... Was Godly level 60, though? I don't even know. I would have to look at the wiki. It's been so long since I looked at any of that lower gear. Yeah, same thing with me. I just don't remember, you know? Nice, noob. Yeah, it's a good strat. DeButters put that one together. Definitely a nice strat. It's quicker than the AFK strat I usually use. Usually I go with DSTs, but I was always worried about the ogres. Now I don't think I have to really worry about the ogres too much. Level 60s are in DD1, so that must be the Godly set. So I don't know, maybe it will be 74 then. Was 74 was the next tier, wasn't it? Was 74 mythical? I'm going to be doing a lot of those DD planner builds. They're fun, you know, it's fun to try new things. I mean, you get, obviously everybody gets the grind strat that they want, but let's be honest, the game is a grindy mofo. Every Dungeon Defenders game is a grindy mofo. So more variety is better, you know. 74, 83. So yeah, I mean, if they follow in DD1's footsteps, the next would be 74. I mean, I think that would be a pretty safe bet, you know. I mean, I'm not going to grind up my characters and worry about it. I'm just going to, I mean, I've got characters above 74 now. Quite a few of them, but I'm not going to sweat that part because the XP is going to be so much better too. Like, the most boring thing to grind in Dungeon Defenders games is the XP, you know. Grinding XP sucks balls. It just does. It's just boring, you know. So I'm not going to grind any XP, and we know we're going to have to grind like crazy anyway. So, I mean, I'm just going to grind Nightmare, then I'm going to grind Massacre, and I'm sure when all that's said and done, I'm going to be level 100. Or whatever the cap is. The Eternia Shards DLC. I'm hoping that comes. I mean, remember that although it feels in a lot of ways like a DD1 remake, it's not a DD1 remake, so it's not going to be the exact content. I'm hoping that those Eternia Crystals DLC maps do make it in, though, because they're some of, not just me, but everyone's favorite maps, I think. Misty Mire, Aquanos. I mean, just good stuff, you know, those maps are awesome. I will play DD1, Becca. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the opposite for me. Playing DD1 now makes me want to play DDA. Now, obviously, DD1's got so much more content, but it's the product of many, many years of development, you know. I don't really do that sort of thing, Linus, so I'm sure if you ask around other people in the Dungeon Defenders community. But that's something that eventually I'm sure would be a bannable offense, so although it's not right now, I'm not really sweating. I'm not going to get involved with that stuff. I don't want to put out an AFK script and tell people it's okay to use this, and then they change the rule, and somebody sees me say it's okay to use this, and then they get banned, and then they blame me. So I'm just staying away from that whole mess altogether. Well, it's, like I said, it's not a... It's not and never has been considered a legit thing, even though everyone does it. Everyone being people other than me. I'm not going to publicly ever admit that I used it. So, just always plan on me saying, huh? Nope, never done it. Yeah, I mean, people have been saying that, you know, somebody said put a rock on your G button. I mean, I'm always here, not too far away, and I don't really sweat it. If I'm speedrunning, then I'm usually paying attention. If I'm AFK, I could care less if the maps take too long. So for me personally, I just manually hit G, but I'm also not that far away from my computer. You know, if I have to run to the store real quick while a wave is running, then I don't care. If I lose 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, to me, it's not a big deal. It's one of those things where you can certainly get away with doing it, but it's probably just best to not talk about it. You know? Kind of one of those situations. What's going on there, Elf Gang? How you doing? Get off me. Why didn't I get that? Oh, I didn't have enough juice to upgrade that. No juice. 59 charges. I ain't gonna waste a repair on that bad boy. Oh, look, Ogre's through. But he did turn to the wall, though. Ogre made it through the gap. Yeah, in DD1, the Nightmare versions of rocks went up. Max stats on them was 600 for a Nightmare rock. So we would assume it will be the same way. You know? Of course, assuming is not always the best thing to do, but you would have to assume it would follow suit with DD1 since so many other things already have. Oh wow, all schools. Well, I mean, that International Health Organization upgraded it from an outbreak to a pandemic today. I mean, it's one of those things where it seems like it affects or has a greater chance of fatality in like the older age groups and stuff, but you'd just be stupid not to pay attention. Wash your damn hands, people. Wash your hands. I mean, you won't be finding me hanging out in any public place with 1 million people, you know? I'm just not gonna do it right now. Although I'm not personally very concerned about it, I'm also not gonna do anything silly. Yeah, wash your hands and drink lots of coffee. Good call there, Frog Killer. I think everything down here is good. Well, I mean, people look at my rocks and say, oh, well, Juice Bags has so many good rocks. But you have to understand, too, like a lot of the people that are talking about the rocks I have done the map like 20, 30, 40, 50 times. I've done like over 300 rock runs already. 300. Yeah, I said that properly. So, yeah, I got a bunch of good rocks, but I have done the time. And it was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. It was the most mind-numbing thing I've done in a long time. About the closest to mind-numbing stupidity is Onslaught and DD2. I haven't done anything that grindy in a long time. And it was grindy. So, luckily, I mean, I'm still doing an occasional rock farm here and there, because you can always get a better one. I mean, just last weekend, or maybe it was the weekend before. Was it last weekend? I think it was the weekend before. The weekend before last, my wife wanted to watch, or we watched, season 2 of that Altered Carbon show hit. Well, we wanted to rewatch season 1 first, because neither one of us paid much attention. So we watched season 1 and season 2 of Altered Carbon last Sunday and Monday. Binge watched the entire thing. And I didn't count on Monday, but I'm guessing it was probably about the same numbers. But on Sunday, I did count. And on Sunday, I did 27 rock runs. That was just the one day I counted. That's not including all the other days I grinded them all day and just didn't pay attention to the number. Monks, the weapons are kind of normalized, Jamie, so just get what you think looks the coolest that has the highest rolls. With monks, the weapons, what weapon is not really that important. It's more about the quality of the weapon. Where like the Huntress, the weapon itself is very important. But like the Apprentice and the Monk really just get something that looks cool that has a good roll. I was using that that scythe before, but I replaced mine. I don't even remember what I'm using on my monk now. I'll have to look. I'll take a peek here. You've had a 1 times 170, which is better than 3 times 120. Yeah, you have to look at the upgrade value. Remember, you don't have to commit. You can upgrade something all the way and not hit confirm and just reset it or escape out of it. And it will show you the fully upgraded numbers. I'm sure I've done more than 270 Elf Gang, but I think that's probably a good ballpark. I'm pretty sure I've probably done over 300. Well, I mean, the best hero right now for damage is without a doubt the Monk, but it's because the Monk's hero boost is broken. Once they dial it in, it will be around the same with everybody. It actually feels like the Squire falls behind a tiny, tiny bit. But remember, the Squire's damage is all cleave damage too, so even though it's not exactly as much, it's hitting everything in the area. But, I mean, the Monk right now is got broken scaling with his hero boost, and that's why he's so good. Well, I mean, a lot of people like playing melee, and the little Squire spin move is good stuff. There's no doubt there. Well, I mean, the Monk was good in DD1 as well, but it was different. Like right now, the hero boost doesn't affect pets. Where in DD1, if you wanted to do a pet damage build, that's what you played, was a hero boost Monk, you know? So I'm hoping that those builds become viable again. Right now, the DPS pets are just a shame. You know, they just don't do crap. What's the lowest? Like that one is. This side, too. Entire side here needs to be upped. Yeah, boost is greater than attack on the Monk, currently. But you have to realize that's broken. So, I mean, they could balance that at any time. We could get a patch today saying Monk's hero boost reeled back in, you know? So if you invest a bunch of gold into it, just realize you're investing a bunch of gold into a broken build. But that's 100% the way to go right now. Is stack it all in the boost stat. The skill stat is tower boost on the Monk, and the boost stat is hero boost. Yeah, it's completely broken. I mean, no other way to put it. It's just broken. And Chromatic knows about it, so I mean, it will be getting fixed eventually. You play DD1 during your summit runs. That's fair. I've got some Netflix catching up to do. So I've been doing yeah, use your skill points for boost. But we're not talking about someone that's just multi or hybriding the Nagiri. We're talking about somebody who wants an actual DPS character. I mean, like in my case, I'll spend the money on boost. I don't care, because everyone should be well aware that the amount of gold we get right now is just nothing. What's going on, Shelly Lynn? Thomas, what up, what up? Yeah, I'll be doing more late night stuff, which would be early morning stuff for you in Europe there, Thomas, in the future. But like right now, I'm trying to get a lot of edited content done, and that's just the best time for me to record and edit videos in the middle of the night while all the neighbors are sleeping. So that's why I haven't been doing any late night streams as far as late night my time. Like right now, for me today, right this second, it's 20 minutes after 1. So, I mean, it's like early afternoon. I shouldn't even be awake by now, dang it. Let's keep beefing up this area here. Get that bad boy jacked all the way up. We'll live for a couple of ways with just a repair over here, I'm sure. Yeah, paintball guns are awesome, man. No doubt. I've gotten several legendaries now. Like I said earlier, my best one that I found, I ended up losing due to the sell-all bug, which sucks. And I almost wish I didn't have a screenshot of it, because now I go back and look at it and it's like, oh, such a damn bummer. No fun losing your stuff. God, I just love that Huntress's number 2. You lost a legendary monocle. Sucks, man. Well, I mean, that's one of the really great parts about DDA, and same as DD1. I mean, there's always going to be metas, but you can use and do anything you want to do. If you want to use harpoons only, then use harpoons only. You're going to have to deck out your harpoons to be able to do that. But that's one of the just awesome things about DDA and DD1. No hard counters. The only hard counter is the elemental immunity, which can be stripped away. I've had several monocles roll into bracers, but I've also had monocles stay monocles. The bracer thing catches you off guard when it happens. It's like, hold on a minute. This was just a monocle just 30 seconds ago. What the heck? Whatever, mister. Go Poons! There will without a doubt be more heroes in the game, Chris. We're just gonna have to wait for it. There won't be more heroes in the game by launch. They've already confirmed that it's launching with the OG heroes only. I mean, there will be many more heroes, I mean, will all the heroes from DD1 and DD2 make it? I seriously doubt it. But I think that there will be many returning heroes from DD1 or 2. And I think there will be new heroes. I mean, they've already kind of teased one of the new heroes, that Rift Walker. Alright, what do we want to do? I feel like I want to keep jacking up this area here, that way I don't get caught off guard. Just do it. What can we do in the mid? Can't do anything there. We can go with a Splody upgrade. Upgrade that darkness just so we don't have to keep upgrading it so much. And the gas. The third quarter of 2020 there, Hydras. I'd like to see new heroes too. I mean, that's one of the things, you know? I mean, there's a lot of people out there that haven't played Dungeon Defenders 1 in 8 years and didn't play Dungeon Defenders 2. So a lot of those people are wanting all of the old maps back, which is understandable. But I mean, I personally want a nice mix. I want old and new as far as maps, heroes, everything. I mean, I would love to see some new heroes with some new defenses that we've never used before. I'm hoping that if they put new heroes in, they're not DPS only, is the thing. I mean, for me personally, I'm all about the tower defense aspect of the game. So I want different ways to build, not different ways to DPS. I'm good with using who we've got, you know, for DPS, personally. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's Egichiban. DD1's a great game. DD2's a great game. You know, there's a lot of arguments and conversation come up about what's better, but the bottom line is they're both great games. There's nothing wrong with either one of them. It's an above average paintball gun. Sam, I mean, I'll let you see it, but it's like nothing to write home about. It's above average. But it's not like, oh my god, look at this paintball gun. It's not that good. Just waiting for ogres to pop. The build itself holds pretty strong. Flyers are always a little sketchy on this map if you're not cheesing them. But I just can't imagine 3 harpoons not burning through all those flyers. That's a lot of poonage. It's probably a matter of how you upgraded it. There's a video on my channel about how to upgrade a weapon properly. If you didn't, I mean, you can legitimately do this map without even having a DPS hero, just on a builder. If you upgrade the weapon properly. If you don't upgrade the weapon properly, then of course, you know, you didn't upgrade the weapon properly, so what can you do? Trash it and get a new weapon is the best thing to do. Man, already getting a little framey and it's only wave 12. Crazy. Let strength drain down there will be fine to the end of the wave. So will those traps. Ain't sweating it. See, anyway, here's my paintball gun. But the key with paintball guns, or with any weapon, is you go into range damage and you unlock the locked things at the bottom. Like if it was an apprentice weapon or a monk weapon, you'd want to watch projectile count. For a huntress, you'd want to go fire rate. So you want to make sure to get the fire rate down to 0.1. So it's 10 shots per second on a paintball gun. But I mean, this is not an amazing paintball gun. It's definitely above average, but certainly not like insanely good. What's going on there, Augie? How you doing? How's life in Chromyville? Hopefully you all are all healthy again after your trip to PAX. Need healthy chromies, you know. Healthy chromies build a better game. Let's see, might as well start slapping some upgrades around here. Half of you got the flu, but you've recovered. Well, that's a good thing. Hopefully everyone is well. So for those just joining, we got a little build. I wanted to make sure to use all 4 heroes today in the build. I'm DPSing on the Huntress here, but we've got a little bit from every hero. We've got Flame Burst used around the map, up here, and then over on the sides. Right there, and right there. I've got traps throughout, auras at both the main choke points, and harpoons, and squire walls. So definitely a nice well-rounded build. You scared off everyone at your office, the only one there now. Well, I mean, that's good for you too, you know. I mean, the best thing you can do right now is not be around large groups of people, you know. And nobody wants to get sick, whether you got a great immune system and you don't have to worry about it or not. It's still no fun getting the flu, you know. Come on, Ogas, where you at? Here comes victim number 1. Ogre number 1 get down. Wait till they're both up here. I try to usually wait until both of the ogres are here so I can just mow them both down. Without having to worry about my adrenaline rush, burning all of my juice. The IT team's gonna get you a laptop to work from home. That's awesome. Sacred Cow, tell them to have at it. For DPS, I've been going all into attack. Mana Bomb and Overdrive, the scaling on the stats feels really weak, where you can rip out the damage on them using just going full attack. So what I personally look for is as main stats, vitality, attack, casting, and agility. Of course, agility, I just want to get up to 100. But vitality, attack, and casting as the main 3 stats. And then having boost on it for the overdrive is kind of a bonus. Although the scaling doesn't seem phenomenal. You know, it's better than nothing. I don't even have my DPS wizard finished up. I'll have to look. You know, maybe I do have him finished up. I'm not even sure. I think the only one I don't really have squared away properly is a Squire right now. I was a little bummed by the Squire numbers. You gotta really deck out a Squire to even compete, sadly. But it's, once again, it's all cleave damage, you know? So it's hitting everything. These flyers are giving a nice little push, too. I may sell something that's 4DU and put in 4 apprentice walls up here, just to be safe. It's only wave 13. I shouldn't be having any flyer issues. But it seems like they pushed pretty hard. Well, the second pack just got chewed up. And maybe I'll just prioritize these harpoons. Best tower builds for all heroes soon. Well, the thing is we don't have enough stat to really name off bests, and you have to take into consideration various things like On a Huntress, for example, you know, every hero that has a tower that does damage, defense power and defense rate are going to be your bread and butter. However, things like a Huntress, stuff like Darkness Trap and Gas Trap, the duration scales with defense health. Plus, the number of charges is just huge quality of life. So basically, what I've done is on Huntress and Monk, I've tried to really focus all 4 stats. And then on Apprentice and Squire, I prioritize just power and rate. Range is the third. Yep, it'll be on Xbox the third quarter of this year. What's going on, David? How you doing? I'll be looking. Are those traps going to hold one more wave? I don't know. Better repair them just to be safe. I hate spending a bunch of mana on repairs, but like me personally, I mean, I could show you my builders here. Like on the Huntress, I prioritize power over everything else, and then Fort as a number 2. Now, the reason I prioritize those is I am using explosive traps, but I'm also using a lot of gas traps. And gas traps are going to get a longer duration with Fort, plus my explosive traps are going to get more charges with Fort. And then I put range and rate as secondary focuses. Then if we take a look at my Apprentice is all about power and rate. To me, nothing else matters. I put range as a third focus, and then I completely ignored Fortify. I mean, I'm not going to turn it down if it shows up for free. But completely ignoring Fortify. And then for auras, power is the main stat, and then I kind of went an even spread on Fort, range, and rate. Now, I'd like to have a little bit more rate, but the main thing I'm doing on auras right now is strength drain auras. So I haven't been overly concerned about the rate. So it was all about power, that way I could make my electric auras useful. And my electric auras are actually hitting for a decent amount. Now I'm on the Monk, obviously. Let me switch to another hero. So yeah, they're doing almost 2,000 damage a tick, 3+ times per second. So I mean, that's 6,000 DPS and AoE damage. Now remember, this is hitting all mobs. It's not that 10 target limit like we had in DD2. It's everything. So it's going to be wrecking that out there. And then, what did I want to do? I wanted to get my harpoons up to more. I don't feel good about the flyers. I was hoping just to power through the flyers, but I don't think I'm good enough yet. Let me show you guys my harpoons too. See, for the poons, power and rate as the main focus, range as the second, and then Fortify I just don't care about. But I'm not building any walls on this guy. I've got several hundred hours into it already, Caleb. It's hard for me to tell because it includes the beta time, and I know I put over 200 hours into the beta. It's telling me right now on the Steam overlay that I've got 458 hours played total. But there's over 200 of it is from the beta, so I don't know what is actually from early access and what's from the beta. Let's see, we looking good? Yeah, we're looking good. What am I wanting the most out of the game? Fun. I like grindy farming games. You know, I love farming for special loot. That's something that really drew me into the genre with DD1. I like action tower defense. You know, I mean, I started off in this genre on Orcs Must Die. I was not a Dungeon Defenders fan at the very beginning. And one of my friends from Orcs Must Die is who actually got me to play Dungeon Defenders. So I love action defense, but I love the feel of farming special loot. you know? And that's one thing that Orcs Must Die doesn't offer. You know, Orcs Must Die's replay value compared to Dungeon Defenders, although I love the game and I love the development company, so don't get me wrong, I think all the folks at Robot Entertainment are awesome people, and I've met most of them in person. They're all wonderful, wonderful people, and I absolutely love their game, but it's just not even close in replay value, and it's simply because there's no loot. You know, there is no special stuff to get. It's the grind the number on the screen thing. You know, and then that's where we get the limitations in DD2 as well, with no special loot and just grind the number on the screen. But, so, I mean, as far as what I want to get out of it, I want another tower defense game that I can put a couple thousand hours into. You know, is what I personally want. And, I mean, so far, every indication is that that will come true. You know? There's no reason at all for me to think that I won't be able to put several thousand hours into DDA. Love the game. As far as right now, I mean, I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I'm sitting here waiting for Nightmare to get here. You know, I want Nightmare. I wants me some Nightmare mode. Drop some spiders on my head now, dang it. I'll take them. I'm ready. I'm ready for the spider pew-pews. You know, I'm ready to see goblin copters dropping ogres in very inconvenient places. I'm ready for all of that. Bring it on. They said all the Nightmare enemies would be there, Tebow, so I'm assuming we're going to get Djinn, spiders, goblin copters, Sharkin. How can you leave out the Sharkin? I'm assuming we'll have all those things. You get the cat pet from Wave 15 on Alchemical Labs. Is where you get your prop kitty. Kitty, kitty. The highest item level weapon I've seen. I think it was actually a sword. Let me see. I may have one equipped now. Where's my... Let's see what he's got. I think this was it. I don't remember what its base level was, but it was like it was over 1,000. I remember that. It was like 1,010 or something like that. Was the base power level. But remember, the power level is not something y'all should be paying attention to. It's all about the stats on the item. So high power level without having the correct stats or good rolls on the stats is worth far less than low power level with the correct stuff, you know? If anything, for a weapon, the number of upgrades is going to get you much further than the power level will do. Little Magus quarters there, Florian. I'm looking forward to that as well. My only hope is that Magus Quarters drops quality loot, because I really want to grind Magus Quarters. I want to survival that map like a mofo. I'm just ready to run Magus Quarters a bazillion times. I love that map. And I'm really hoping it drops good loot. You know? It's going to really stink, because Magus Quarters, remember, in DD1 was a lower difficulty map. So the loot quality wasn't as high. I'm really, really hoping that the loot quality is higher. Oh, let's see what kind of... We got us a little dragon here. Yeah, that would definitely be cheating. There, Ethernet. There should be, you should be able to right-click on people and do a report. Just hit escape and then right-click them up top. Well, it's not going to let you sell his towers if they're the host, you know, unless they leave. But yeah, there's nothing in the game that hits that hard right now. Oh, you're the host. Well, it's, yeah, it's still, if they placed them, then it's not going to let you sell them. That was, remember, that was something you had to actually select in DD1. You can kick him, and then you can remove all his stuff. Just hit escape and then right click and kick him if you feel like it's a cheater, you know? That was one of the most requested features is some sort of host control over your matches, you know? Yeah, if somebody's ruining your gameplay, give them the boot. Ain't no shame in that, man. Kick 'em. One day, I'll have me some towers that hit for $1 million, but in the meantime, I'll settle for these that hit for 11,000. One day. Actually, harpoons will never hit for $1 million, I don't think. Even in massacre gear. What's going on there, Java Hawk? I'm still working on it. I got Java Hawk photoshopped Leonidas's images for Mrs. Hawk. I've got to get them fine-tuned. Right now they look awful. Yep, it releases PC and Switch in Q2, Jesus, and then PS4 and Xbox One in Q3. So it'll be there. It's a thing that's super, super exciting for me personally. As you guys know, like in DD2, I didn't have the ability to play with everyone. You know, I couldn't do matches in PlayStation and then do matches on Xbox and then do matches on PC. I mean, I could have, but people would have had to have just gotten used to carrying me on the PS4 and the Xbox, you know? But with the cross-save functionality, and I just happen to have a Switch, a PS4, and an Xbox One sitting right over there. So I am ready to go. I'm going to be playing with everyone. I'm going to do PlayStation days, Xbox days, Switch days, PC days, and I'm super, super stoked about that. It's a thing that I've never been able to do and have always wanted to do. She laughed when I said Mrs. Hawk. Well, you know, you gotta call people by their proper names. There, Java Hawk. Mrs. Hawk it is. Hope the Switch version plays the same in handheld as in docked. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the engineer, you know. But I would think that's going to be the hardest challenge. You know, I mean, right now, obviously, it's early access and a lot of optimization is not there yet. But you just look at how it runs on an above average gaming PC right now in high waves, the survival. And I just personally, I wonder how the hell is that going to happen on a Switch, you know? But the Chromies have all been very positive about how it's running on their Switch test builds. So we will see. Let's see, 1600. Let's get this Inferno upped. Let's get these walls upped as well. We're pretty good here now. No, they have no wipes planned at all, Jesse, so you should be good there. The exciting thing, too, is remember I mean, we've all had our challenges in DD2 with how the game runs. You know, having split screen and high survival waves in DD1, well, I mean, that was a product of almost a decade ago. We all know the challenges there on having the thing run proper. If they can get DDA running smooth on the Switch using today's technology, then the game is going to run like a dream on literally every other platform. That's just going to happen. You know, I'm very, very confident of that. All heroes build. No, I wanted to use damaging defenses from every hero. So I got Poons, I got Flame Bursts, and then Traps and Auras. I got Flame Bursts on the side lanes as well. I guess I should kill this guy. Big old fatty over here getting uppity. No, I will not have you getting uppity. Yeah, well, I mean, DD2 was different, too. You know, this is, as far as early accesses go in a game, DDA's early access time is very, very, very short. I mean, if you look at the roadmap, you know? So DDA, or DD2 was a whole different animal. I mean, you guys know I love my 7 Days to Die. Look at 7 Days to Die, though. That damn game has been in early access for, like, damn near a decade, it feels like. At some point, you know, the game is going to have to launch. This is not going to be that game. You know, this is a really, really short early access period. Quarter 3 is July, August, and September, Adam. So, based on that, it should be on PS4 and Xbox by September 30th. All right, that would be the end of quarter 3. My lightning aura is putting out. My electric aura is doing pretty good damage. The frames are dropping a bit right now, so I don't really want to turn damage numbers on, but it's putting out what it's supposed to. I will show ya. I'll turn them on for just a sec, just to get the numbers flying for a minute. You guys will have to forgive the frames, because the frames will be real. Let's see, let's get that Inferno up, Splody up. Just repair everything else. That Strength Drain will be fine. I'm gonna hit it anyway, though. See, we're looking pretty good over here. Down below is looking good as well. Alright, we'll turn them on for a minute here. So, my electric aura should be doing what? It should be doing 1985 damage. 1985. So let's check it out. There you go, 1985. So it is indeed doing proper damage for me personally. Well, it's already been upgraded all the way. It did go up. It was nowhere near 1985 at Tier 1. You have to look away on board. You have to refresh the tooltip. I mean, if you run up here and open the tooltip and then upgrade it, it may not update. But if you close the tooltip and then reopen it, it should show the proper number. At least it does for me. Let's get this guy. Big fatties down here. Fatties. Wrecked. Come to me, mana. Come to me. Definitely a little concerned about these flyers. I got those fully up now. Alright, everything's fully upped. We'll just have to see if they hold or not. That's a lot of DU on 3 poons in each lane, too. That's what? That's 18 DU per lane. 36 DU total. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind 4 DSTs would work, and that's only 32 DU. If I had 2 DSTs here, 2 DSTs here, there's zero doubts in my mind that that would clear everything. It was in DD1. It doesn't seem to be working as well. To me, their foam helmet. I mean, this is an awesome map for it if it was working better. Strength drain getting chewed up. I mean, it could be a tavern only thing. That's quite possible there on board. Would you quit hitting on me, mister? Man, getting a little thin over here on this wall. No strength drain over here. I should have just upgraded it instead, but now I've spent so much mana on it. This wall's getting a little flimsy too. Straight drains are just such a huge asset, really, on every lane. Yeah, I beat Summit with 4 players. I don't know, at least 20 times. 4 players is easy. You got DPS all over the place, you know? If you can do it solo, you can do it with 4 players. I mean, that's just all there is to it. If you can't do it with 4 players, but you can do it solo, then I would look for some different players. Because the problem then is going to be your teammates. But if every teammate is contributing, yeah, I'll be on Twitch later on today. Miracle Star, I'm going to do this run and then take a little lunch break. And then I'll be over on the Twitches later on. Gonna be probably grinding some Promenade later. Just getting some gold. I think as far as gold per hour, Promenade is the way to go. It's quick, it's an easy run, and it's good gold per hour. Let's see now. I'd like to get these outsides upped next. We gonna have enough to do them both? No, nowhere near. Boo. I'm sure there is, Corey, but we don't know what that number is. That's a number that we won't find for quite some time. Just gonna save the DU, or save the mana, I think. Well, nice. We'll enjoy there, Miracle Star. That's the best sandwiches are the ones somebody else makes for you. That's the best kind. The only way it can top it then is if somebody else makes it and it's free. Then it's an even better sandwich. We got some really good turkey and Swiss right now. I've been grilling up some turkey and Swiss sandwiches here lately. And crap, I turned off my adrenaline rush. Tavern only bug. Well, I mean, it makes sense, you know. I'll check it when I load out too. After this map here. Hopefully, get a nice piece of loot. We'll have to see. I mean, at this point, I'm more concerned with just having fun and getting a little gold. That's a decent DPS monocle right there. No health on it. But it would actually be pretty good for a tower boost monk, it looks like. It's a little questionable, Thomas. It really is. It seems like harpoons need a little bit more stats. Like, I think in Nightmare mode, harpoons are going to be really, really good. But in these level 20 or wave 20 plus waves, I'm definitely going to be watching out here. As I think that that is probably the weakest part of the build. See, like right now, those flyers are in range, but it's just not killing them fast enough. I mean, I feel like if I freed up 4 DU for 4 apprentice walls, that would probably be a smart move at this point. Just to get a little bit of a distraction in anyway. Never seen a monocle, huh? I've gotten a bunch of them. The monocles, a lot of them get re-rolled when you pop out, and they turn into bracers. I don't know if that's still happening, but that was happening for me quite often. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to either contribute. This doesn't feel as good as 2 DSTs does. 2 DSTs on each side is actually less. It's 2 less DU, I think. And I think it does a better job. But part of that is that absurd DST range, you know? Well, I mean, I have monocles that haven't transformed, so they're not all transforming. You can send me a screenshot if you want. Discord is probably the best way. I mean, I'm not going to look at it while I'm streaming. But send me whatever screenshots you want. I feel like not having a strength drain on these side lanes is suspect as well. In fact, I almost feel like the build would be stronger if I removed the flame burst and put in strength drains. Not feeling good about those side walls. We'll get this one up this time. See, what about down below? Walls are still a little flimsy down here too, but down here I'm not as concerned about them. Let's see, that's full already. I'm very worried about these flyers. I mean, this map is all about the flyers, there's no doubt about it. Like, defending the lanes is not really a big deal. It's all about these flyer lanes. I mean, what I could do... What, those are 6. And a DST is 8. So if I freed up 4 DU... Man, I'd hate to get rid of that Inferno up there. But I feel like that would be the easiest thing to get rid of. Let's see. I just don't feel good about the flyer lanes right here and right now. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Inferno. Get rid of that and that. And let's add 1 DST to each side and see if that makes much of a difference. It's actually going to help me a little bit against the ogres down below too, I think. I don't know where I put those walls. Well, I mean, the best map would be the summit. The easiest map would be Promenade, no doubt. I mean, I've gotten so many 1,000+ pieces out of Summit, and although people have said that they've gotten 1,000+ pieces out of Promenade, I personally haven't seen any. See how these flyers do. Get them, DST. Get them. I mean, I really do feel like just getting rid of these altogether, but I can't claim that it's a every hero build just going with Squire walls. I would have to do something else. What could I do? What could I do to mix it up, y'all? Because I do feel like DSTs are just doing way better against those flyers. Let's see, if I got rid of that, that would free up 12 DU. I'd use 8 per side. Ooh, I've got an idea. I've got an idea to still keep it semi-pure. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Thomas. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Cannonballs are actually insanely good right here on this Slade. They really, really are. I'm not going to use a slice and dice. Sorry, onboard. Slice and dice doesn't count as a damaging tower to me personally. It's a wall. It's just a fancy, more aggressive wall. But in my mind, it's still a wall. Oh no! Oof, man, that was close. That other one's getting low too. I don't think I'm going to make it through 25 waves without a strength drain over here on these side lanes. Sketchy. Sketchy, sketchy. Make it shoot blades, that would be cool as hell. Alright, this is just not gonna hold. So, gonna do the right thing. I've got plenty of flame bursts in to qualify the flame burst. Let's go a strength drain R right here. That is gonna make a big difference on that side. Let's do the same thing over here. And that was just an even trade right there. That will make a big difference on that side. Let's do this. Now I'm going to have to watch these for one wave until I get some upgrades in. Let's see. And then on the Pooner, we'll get some bowling balls bouncing around down there. And that actually gives me one apprentice wall. I might as well use it. I'll put it right here, and we'll call this my strong side. Alright, let's see. Get these bowling balls jacked up. Yeah, but that's using a glitchy type mechanic. I'm trying to do a build here that's not irrelevant in 2 weeks after they fix it. Dinosaur. I mean, we all know how to cheese. I'm not trying to cheese anything here. I'm trying a legit build that will still be valid in a few weeks. You know. Early access, there's lots of bugs, lots of exploity stuff. Have fun with it. It will all get fixed. Let's see. Feel like I could just get one more upgrade on that cannon and be in pretty good shape. They're pretty slim. It's the legendary rocks seem like the rarest thing in the game right now, Corey, in my opinion. Like, you could do 20 runs and not see a legendary rock very, very easily. But you gotta remember, too, you're only getting one per run. So as far as RNG goes, your chances are terrible, you know? Let's check it out. See if we ballin' down here. Oh, we ballin'. I almost want another one. Not enough DU. If I had one extra DU, I could get rid of that wall and change one of these flame bursts to a cannonball. That way we had two. Just one more DU. I am going to have to watch the Flyers this lane though until I get those DSTs upgraded. Let's see if we can't get an upgrade out of this right here. Oh, fail jump. Let's see. That's all we're going to get for now. My favorite map, without a doubt, is Arcane Library. I think the Arcane Library, they did an amazing job on. It just looks really good. I like the shiny floors. I just like that map. I mean, I think the map itself is a really fun layout. So, I mean, for me, it's definitely Arcane Library. I don't know what the heck. I feel like the harps were actually doing better. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Well, there it was. I shouldn't have changed it. I just screwed myself. That was Flyers right there. God dang it. I should have just left the harpoons. Boo. I don't even know what wave that was. Anybody remember what wave that was? I am not even remotely sure. Yeah, the DSTs were just couldn't keep up unupgraded. I remember the harpoons were all fully upped. That was wave 20. That stinks. I shouldn't have changed it. Famous last words. Boo. Alright, well, we clearly wouldn't have gotten any loot worth looking at, but I'll check anyway. God dang it, that sucks, man. I was just starting to chillax, too. You grind, you learn. Thomas, let me tell you. Don't think I haven't done my share of summit runs. Because I have already accidentally sold over 40 of these. Or what is a full page? 3, 4, that's 35. So I've accidentally sold 35 of these dragons. And I've got that many more already. Trust me, I've done this map a bazillion times. Let's see. Check the tavern LSA bug. Okay. Let's see. 1706. 2435. Looks fine to me. So I'm not really sure what you're talking about on board. If you're talking about the damage on the dummy, that's already known. A known thing. It's once an aura starts attacking something, it stays at that damage amount until that target is dead. Well, a dummy can never die. So that's why that's there. Oh, I have no clue how many Wave 25s I've done so far, Thomas, but it's been a lot. I mean, just the Keeper treadmills, how many of those do I have? All I'm keeping is legendary ones now. For some reason I kept that one. But that's how many legendary treadmills I've gotten so far. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. But yeah, I've done my fair share, that's for sure. Well, that sucks, y'all. I got cut short. I'll have to try this again. Maybe I'll run through it again tomorrow. It's been a few days since I've gotten a full summit run on YouTube. I think my last full summit run was like 4 or 5 days ago. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to be taking off for a bit here and having a little bit of dinner, or lunch, I should say. And I'll be back over on the Twitches. What time is it now? It's only 2:20. I'll be back on the Twitches within about 30 minutes, probably. So figure 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Before then, I'll be live on Twitch. How many builds have I been successful with? Quite a few, Thomas. I started off doing heavy flame burst builds, and I completed it then. Then I moved over to heavy trap builds, and I've completed it then. Completed it with bowling balls on that south lane and traps everywhere else. I mean, most of them have been flame burst builds. I've done several different flame burst builds, variations. But the flame burst is in a good place right now, there's no doubt. So the more flame burst you can get out there, the merrier. And especially if you're going to be active on an apprentice and can overdrive it, then it's just GG, just wrecks it. Now remember, when the flame burst explodes, it's AoE, so it's hitting everything in the area, which is just good stuff. Anyway, sorry for the fail, y'all. It happened, sadly. But thank you all an absolute ton for watching. Make sure to swing by over on the Twitches here in a bit. Like I said, give me like 30 minutes to have a little lunch. And I'll be live over there just like within like 30 minutes. If you're not already, join me on Discord. And I think that is all of the bot spam we need for today. So thanks a ton, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon. Hopefully see you all in a little bit over on Twitch. And I will talk to y'all later. See ya.